Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. We're your hosts. This is Joel. I'm Tyler. Round one of the Stanley Cup Playoffs is almost behind us. We have one Game 7 that we got our eyes on, which means we have 3 of 4 second-round matchups already locked in, one of them already going on. We got a lot to talk about on this episode of Outside the Glass.
Why don't we jump into the Bolts, Montreal? This is the only Game 7 that we've gotten so far.
Yeah,
It's the most competitive series. The others have been sweeps or 6 and done. So why don't you, you've been following this one really closely, so give us a little insight as to what to expect for Game 7 going into this.
So to start with, it's a shame that this is the only Game 7. We had Stars Wild, which could have been a Game 7. Everybody was expecting that to go 7. Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
Fair enough.
Everybody kind of thought that had the makings of a Game 7. And this is kind of the thing about round one. Like, this playoff format's supposed to create some good competition and good Game 7s.
This round one this year hasn't been that competitive,
Quite
really.
as competitive. And
You've had a couple series that have been that way, but overall it seemed like kind of a blowout.
Yeah. But no, this one has been everything that you want to see out of any matchup.
And it's been back and forth within the game, and when you take an overview of it, the 7-game series has been back and forth. It's literally been Game 1, teeter-tottering back from Montreal to Tampa Bay, all the way down to Game 7 tonight to finish it out. So,
and no team has ran away with it at any point in the game either. Like, one team goes up 2,
OT.
The other comes right back.
Yeah, Game 1 OT, Game 2 OT, Game 3 OT, and then Game 6 OT.
Yeah, and then
so it couldn't get any closer than this. And so...
And Game 4 and 5 were third period, late in the period. This team takes the lead to prevent OT.
Yeah.
So it's not like they led by 3 and then the other team scored 2. It's been awesome. And Game 6 was the epitome of that. It was 0-1 in OT.
Right.
And there were plenty of scoring chances throughout the game. It wasn't like it was a boring defensive game. It was back and forth, back and forth. I mean, early in the first period, Caulfield rings a puck off the post, and then immediately after that, Gensel rings a puck off the post.
Right.
And it's just that way all game.
And we were talking about how they're so close in obviously the score and how the series has played out, but the way they've been scoring has been a little different. We were looking at some of the stats, and the top guys from Montreal have been doing a great job, but it's been more of a scoring by committee for Montreal, which has been getting it done, all the way to the fourth liner, winning it in overtime last game to the Bolts. And you were telling me how they've been more heavy-handed on the top guys.
Yeah, I mean, Gensel and Hagel have been leading the way, and those
Hagel's
are
fantastic.
Yeah, those are the two players you would expect to be doing it.
Him and Boldy, I've been really impressed by those two guys. Those have been standout guys for me so far.
I mean, Hagel has 6 goals in 6 games. You know, I mean, he has 8 points, so he's over a point per game player, and he's a goal per game player, which is just outstanding. But outside of the offense for the two teams, the goaltending has been just as good. Dobich he's had a .916 save percentage and a 2.19 goal against average, and then Vasilevsky's right there. He's a little bit lower of a save percentage, but he's 2.2 goals against average.
That's been a common theme through this first round, though. The goaltending has been fantastic, unless you're Edmonton, unless you're Vegas, unless you're the Ducks. And the Ducks haven't been quite as bad as the other two, but all three have been not great.
Right. But back to Game 6. Do you see the Vasilevsky save? He's like a double.
The double save,
Yeah.
the glove save, right off of the pad save. fantastic.
He's up for Vezina, obviously. I'm a little peed that Wedgwood didn't even get into the final 3, but that's okay.
I've got some interesting notes. Anyway,
yeah,
going into the Avs and the Avs series later about Wedgwood. But anyway,
we'll talk more about that. But Vasilevsky, I'm not mad if he wins the Vezina. Like, I don't expect Wedgwood to win the Vezina. I just want him to at least be considered.
Yeah.
But Vasilevsky, I think he's got the Vezina wrapped up, and I think rightfully so. That save was just unreal. And I mean, that again, a 0-0 game. If like that would have been a Montreal goal, I don't know that. It
Slavkovsky,
was super early.
Been playing fantastic. It's the first time I've said that name correctly all day.
Well, he's been playing good. He's leading the team in goals, but they were all in game 1, and they were on the power play. I just thought that was an interesting tidbit. He's been playing great. Like, he really has. He's been a top producer. Maybe not in the back of the net, but he's been creating a lot of chances. And but Lane Hudson, their young defenseman, that's who I think is really standing out in the series for Montreal. He's been playing unreal. Like, you can see him play. You see Cale Makar characteristics.
Yeah. And he's got a couple goals, 3 assists, 2 goals, so
5 points. And then Suzuki contributing on assists. He hasn't gotten a goal yet, but I mean, he's not like the biggest goal scorer, I don't think.
When you have the whole team scoring, it really takes a lot of pressure off those guys too. So
yeah, no, it's been an awesome series. Gage, I might pronounce this wrong, Gonsalves,
okay.
Yeah, he scored the game winner in overtime, and this just kind of shows how deep this series is going. He's the fourth liner. He's fourth line center or fourth line winger. I'm not 100% sure, but he's the one that scored the goal right off of a Canadiens scoring chance. Like, they were in the offensive zone for a good amount of time and wore down. I don't know if it was the top liners for Tampa Bay, but then a fourth liner has to come in, and he's the one that plays hero.
You have to think Buffalo's just sitting in the wings, just watching this.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of like the Avs watching the Wild and
Dallas, but even more so,
just
with
like
this.
licking their chops, just like watching them beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah. So that will be interesting. Anything else to note on the finale here of the last series?
No, I don't think so. I think it's been the best series by far, obviously. But we can move on to the next series. Probably the second most hyped up series to start the first round with the Wild and the Stars. I think this one's not finished, obviously. The Montreal and Tampa Bay still have a game to go, but this one is finished, obviously. The other one not finished. But anyway, no, the Wild and Stars were primed to go 7. It ended in 6. The Wild I feel like they dictated most of this series. I mean, Dallas couldn't do anything 5-on-5. I don't know. I just think the Wild surprised everybody and took down the juggernaut.
Yeah. And in game 6, it was a convincing win.
Yeah.
It was a 5-2 win. You had Hughes really heating up in game 4 and 5. He was eating a ton of minutes. I mean, he was just devouring minutes and playing sound defense like he does. But in game 6, Quinn Hughes had 2 goals and an assist. Matt Boldy had 2 empty netters to actually inflate the score a little bit. But when you've got Quinn Hughes looking that way to end the series, and they are looking down the barrel of the Avalanche, it's going to make for a very interesting round 2. And like you said, we didn't expect it to only go 6. We thought this one might be a 7-game series, but the even strength dominance of the Wild outscoring the Stars 17-5 really just put them over the top. And I'm very interested to see, because Avs are a incredibly dominant 5-on-5 team as well.
It's such an interesting matchup because, like you said, the Avs are the best 5-on-5 team for the whole season, and the Stars could not score anything 5-on-5 against the Wild, but the Avs power play is atrocious, but the Wild penalty kill is not great.
Yeah. And I don't want to we'll talk about Wild and Avs, but just to finish up the Wild and Stars here, there was, I had a little note here that the Stars' streak of 3 consecutive seasons reaching the conference finals comes to an end by the hands of the Wild and the newly acquired Quinn Hughes, which is proving to be maybe the biggest and most impactful move of the entire season.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anything that's...
I would think
Getting him from Vancouver has... I mean, puts them over the top, literally winning Game 6.
One point on that is not only is it the first time they lost in the 3 seasons to the hands of the Wild, the Stars got a new head coach as well.
Right.
Which is very interesting that the first season that a new head coach comes in, they can't even force a Game 7.
Which is not entirely fair because we've talked about this before. I wish it was 1-8, 1 versus 8.
I do too, yeah.
Kind of. I've been feeling that way. Maybe it's just because of how this series, this whole first round's been playing out. But to put the Stars and Wild against each other, it's kind of like having the Habs and the Bolts playing each other.
No.
And one of them's got to go.
Yeah, it's like, why does Vegas get this super easy road to the Western Conference Final? I'm not going to say they're going to walk over the Ducks, but it's like just the point. It's like, look at the Hurricanes. They start with the Senators, which is a good matchup, but they roll them. Yeah. Then they move on to the Flyers,
which are kind of like the same.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then they're going to play a beat up, banged up, whoever comes out. So it's like Minnesota already had to play Dallas. And then they have to play the Avalanche. And then who do they play in the next round?
Yeah.
I bet they win, but that's beside the point.
But to last note on this series, and then we'll keep it moving. But what did you think about the Jamie Benn hit? The double cross check. Did you think that was... We had the double save earlier by the Bolts goaltender Vasilevsky, but this was different. This was a double cross check. And I don't think he got any kind of multiplier on the deal. Times 2 multiplier.
It just starts ramping up.
What it felt like was a Mortal Kombat. He's like wavering, and it's finish him.
Yeah.
And Ben finished him, and what he got from it was what?
A minor penalty. What's the maximum fine? Like $5,000 or whatever.
$5,000. Did he even get that?
Yeah, he got the maximum penalty, and I think it's $5,000. It might be $8,000.
My point is, he got a 2-minute minor, and he took the other guy with him.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that?
They had matching minors for fighting
because he got his nose busted. And then got pissed off.
Because he fell as he was cross-checking the other player.
Because he's a -6 in the series and wanted to take it out on this guy. And so, we were joking about this beforehand. The fact that he doesn't get any suspension because he doesn't have any prior suspension, but they never suspend the guy, so he never
gets suspended.
So it's like this weird inception of Jamie Benn.
He's never been suspended before. So we can't suspend him now.
It's this weird perpetual feedback loop of Jamie Benn decapitating people, not getting suspended, and then it repeats. But anyway, that was my final take on the Stars.
I have nothing. Moving on. I have nothing to add. What was our next series?
Where am I?
Okay.
Hold, please.
I don't know how I can top that. So
I'm fired up.
Yeah,
I'm fired up. It's bullshit. It is. It's bullshit. He cross-checks the poor guy to his neck
because he didn't wrap up the first time. He didn't get the first time, so he obviously needed to get him the second time.
He had to get that second one.
He didn't break the rib, so he felt the need to break the neck.
Son of a bitch.
The fact that he got 0 points and was a -6 makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. More Jamie Benn shenanigans for the whole world to see.
This next one's fun too. Okay. So on to the next series that just finished up as well. Oilers, Ducks. Anaheim wins it. 4-2. They send McDavid packing. He's got to have quite the stockpile of luggage. He's got quite a. I'm sure he's got, top quality luggage because he's used to being sent packing. So
he's working on his golf game more than he's working on his hockey game. Ooh.
A moment of silence.
Yeah, moment of silence. What is Edmonton going to do? What are they going to do? From the first game, they just seemed off. They just seemed slow. And I know they're battling injuries, like Draisaitl came into the playoffs injured. I can't think of his name.
I think they said McDavid was
hurt
as well.
They were talking about him not playing in Game 5. You're not going to keep McDavid out of Game 5. And they won that game. That was the only game in the whole series that they actually looked good. They played really well. Like from the beginning to the end of the game, they played great in Game 5. And everybody was just kind of like, okay, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then they get steamrolled in Game 6. It just got it was a little closer than the score says, I think, but still ending 5-2 in Game 6.
And this is very interesting too because Anaheim, a young team, very young team, and it seems like it's the year of the young guys.
It
almost.
does. Mm-hmm.
And it's another situation where McDavid falls short, but what do you want him to do?
How can you expect McDavid, Draisaitl, the big guys, Bouchard, how can you expect them to carry the entire team to 3 straight Western Conference finals when they've lost the previous 2? Or Stanley Cup finals when they lost the previous 2? It's like that is a lot of work just to get back again with the idea that you could lose it again. Whenever the team's not built around them. Like they don't have a team built around them.
Right.
And McDavid even took a huge pay cut.
Yeah.
To make this happen.
He's on it. So everybody knows this is all over everything. McDavid's on the 2-year deal. Mm-hmm. He's given him 2 years to get it together, to get something rolling, to give him a shot at the cup. That's what he wants. He's a gamer. That's what he wants. And so I don't know where they go from here because, he made a statement saying, this is, what did he say? This is a mediocre team with high expectations. Something along those lines.
That's pretty much spot on. Like he's calling out management, saying that you have to give me something, kind of like Pasta. Yeah. He said basically the same thing. I am 30 years old. You have got to give me some help.
Yeah. It's weird because you've got like a Brady, I hate to throw football in it, but you've got a Brady-like player. Mm-hmm. And you've got a Brady-like player in the way that he'll even take a pay cut.
Yeah.
And he's saying, just surround me with some good people here. Get me a good goaltender. Get me Jari. Get me Skinner. All these fantastic goaltenders. Just kidding. Right. And so this will be very interesting.
They could have gone and got Bennington.
They could
have gone and got,
if they really wanted.
I know Bobrovsky's not what he used to be, but they probably could have at least. Maybe they did. Maybe they did try. We don't necessarily know what happened behind the scenes, but from the surface level, it just looks like there's no effort being put into building a team around the best player in the league.
I think there is effort. There is,
but it just doesn't look like it. I'm sure there is. You don't think they're just sitting on their hands, not trying to do anything?
Who's their coach? Didn't they swap in the new coach because it was...
Yeah.
Wasn't that McDavid's one of his old coaches?
I don't know a ton about that.
Okay.
If I'm being complete transparency, I'm not 100%.
I might be wrong on that one.
I don't know. Just to me, going out and getting Jari is like a slap in the face to McDavid.
So let's give a few notes on it to end this up. Jari, you just mentioned Jari, .895 save percentage.
He came
almost 4 goals.
He came in for one game though, which was crazy. So Connor Ingram was playing horribly.
Yeah.
In like the first 2 or 3 games.
And then Ingram
comes in, plays bad, and then they're like, go back to or Jari comes in and then go back to Ingram.
Do you think so? When you look at your 2 goaltenders and you see Ingram with the .876 and you see Jari with the .895, and you see their goals against average .886 and .884, identical numbers. Is it the fact that this is on the goaltenders, or is this the defense?
So
is this something else?
It is. It's much more than that. Like you could see just wide open gap. Like the gap control was hideous throughout the entire series on both sides, in all honesty. But there's no defense in front of the goalies, so you can't really expect them to play amazing whenever there's no production in front of them. And they're expected to come in here and save the day because the defense isn't playing great either. Like Evan Bouchard is a fantastic defenseman. He's not the best on defense. And then who's your next best defenseman? Darnell Nurse? Come on.
Nurse isn't great.
But
he's a presence, but he's not always a good presence.
But Draisaitl led round 1 in points. All of round 1. For all teams in points. He had 10 points in the first round of 6 games. And then your leading goal scorer was Kapanen. I don't know. There's just not a lot of assistance there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a lot of scoring, at least, I guess, in that series. But
it was a fun series.
Yeah, the Ducks come out. Lacombe led the team in points. He had 9 points.
Lacombe, where is he coming from? This is like a breakout year for him.
Yeah. And then Dylan Gunther and Poling each had 4 goals. And they had 5 players with 3 or more goals.
Yeah.
In the series.
Ducks are going to be
players.
Ducks are going to be a handful.
For the Knights with no goaltending?
I think still.
I think they're gonna be a handful with no goaltending.
Yeah,
they're going
Neither
into
team.
Yeah, they're going into right. I was talking about Vegas, no goaltending.
Well,
with the prolific scoring of
right,
but Vegas has a better defensive team.
Yeah,
they have better defense. They have Mitch Marner, who's played great. We'll talk about him here in a little bit.
He's a forward though.
Yeah, but he's
still a good center. Yeah, he's a good center.
Yeah. But then the last thing on this, Dostal, he played better though. He did have an .874 save percentage with 3.87 goals against, but he had one really bad game.
Will this go down as the biggest blunder in Oilers history?
Maybe
this time frame.
Maybe
two finals, no cups, come in, lose round 1, trade off your assets. Get no goaltender in return that can perform, and you've got a disgruntled best player of this generation.
They traded off their goaltender, and they lost in the first round. I'm not saying it's Skinner got them to the or the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row, but just kind of ironic.
And it's interesting if you had a goaltender, if you happen into a rookie goaltender like when we had Benner, like with the Wild with Waldstedt, however you want to pronounce it, you would wonder if this might be a different thing. Yeah. But anyhow,
I think
Oilers are eliminated, and we're moving on to the next series.
And I think this one was kind of similar to one that we talked about at the beginning when we were talking about Montreal and Tampa Bay. We kind of thought, Philadelphia and the other one.
Philadelphia and the other one.
We thought that one was going to go to 7. Like that, like the Battle of Pennsylvania, Crosby against the Flyers yet again.
Tell me, what was the final? How did this series shake out? What was the final?
6 games. And I mean, the Flyers pretty much controlled it throughout. Like they went up 3-0 to Crosby and the boys. I don't know.
I felt like it was a little just too little, too late
Mm-hmm.
for the older guys, Letang and company,
Yeah.
Malkin, Crosby, these guys.
They made a little bit
Only
of a
one
push.
they didn't. It would have been fun if they had Fleury still,
Yeah.
but
Man, they made a little bit of a push though.
They did.
They brought back two. I had texted you that morning, hey, we gotta drop live if Pittsburgh can tie this up. And then they didn't.
they didn't.
I was kind of,
You were, to be fair, you were a little bit more hopeful for the Penguins. I was thinking the Flyers, the way it was looking the first few games.
It's hard to close out a series.
It is.
It's so hard to close out a series, especially for a young team like the Flyers. They have some vets, but I think you have a little bit more notes on this series and in a whole. What spotlights do you have? Why did the Flyers win this series the way that they did, and then unfortunately get matched up against your Stanley Cup pick?
It's sad that they're looking down the barrel of the Canes next. But if you look at the beginning of this series, it goes Pens, Flyers, Flyers. And then from then on, the Pens just couldn't quite catch up to the Flyers. Like we said, the older guys just couldn't produce enough to get it done.
Yeah.
But it's another team, the Flyers, getting to the second round, which hasn't happened in quite a while. And so
that broke a drought too.
Yeah. I think it's 14-year drought.
Yeah.
Making it to the second round.
Yeah, there were a lot of droughts broken and a lot of
the Ducks. The Sharks didn't make it.
They almost made it, but I mean Boston or Buffalo. They broke a 19-year drought of winning a playoff series.
Yeah.
And then you have the Stars losing in the first round, which hasn't happened, as we said, in three years. And I don't know. This is so. If Montreal can win,
there's new
that's
faces.
Another one. It's
for sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. The parity in the league is really good. The only thing that sucks is that the series weren't very competitive in the first round. That's the only thing that is kind of a hiccup for what's going on right now. But no, Vladar played great. Vladar played awesome. That was really good to see. So they have some good goaltending. So, man, if they just weren't matched up against the Canes.
Do you think the Flyers have a chance? I guess we can get to that here in a bit.
We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. It's tough. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say about this series. I didn't go really the way that I expected it to go, but
I was surprised really that the Pens made a push and got into the playoffs to begin with. It kind of reminded me of a Boston team where you've got like Pasternak, you got Swayman that keep them in it and make it somewhat competitive, but it just doesn't pass the eyeball test where you're watching it, and it just seems like it's going to end up going the Flyers' way. And it just so happened to go that way 4-2.
Yeah. I actually did have a couple notes. Do you think Philly won this series, or do you think Pittsburgh lost it? With the way that it was started, they were in a 3-0 hole, and then they kind of started picking it up. Do you think if Pittsburgh could have just not gotten frustrated in that first game the way that they did, lead into the second game at home, still frustrated, go to Philadelphia where they're amped up for being in the playoffs, being up 2, where they win that game, and then Pittsburgh kind of starts getting themselves together a little bit. Yeah. If they just didn't let the first 3 games go quite that way,
I tend to lean more towards
the team winning,
the Philly winning, cause that frustration, stands out to me.
Right. But whenever you have a leader like Sidney Crosby, you have the veteran presence
Sure.
They know how to fight that. They know how to battle through. They know how to win.
Yeah.
They just didn't.
Well, when you've got Crosby in the penalty box, we talked about this at the end of the third period, watching his team lose.
That's tough.
It's a tough, and it's a little foreshadowing to how the series ended up
it
playing
is. It is because
out.
he came out the next game trying to implement his game, but he still was doing the same thing. But one more thing on this, I think it's hilarious that Dan Muse coming in, saving the Penguins, getting them to the playoffs, was the talk of Pittsburgh for all season, the first round, and now it's like blow it up.
Yeah.
Ship off everybody.
Start from scratch.
I just think that's hilarious that, I don't know, Pittsburgh is a town that's very proud of hockey.
Absolutely.
They have every right to be that way.
They've got like this is going to come across really poorly, but they've got like the older McDavid of that era.
Yeah.
Crosby is that old McDavid.
Yeah.
But with some championships to show for it. That's the part, it's kind of shitty to say, but there's still time for McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
He's still young.
Well, Edmonton, they have the history. They have the Gretzky years. They have the years where they were winning cups. They were leading in every category, granted, no salary cap. But they kind of controlled hockey for 10 years or so. They were like the New England, like the Patriots of hockey.
Well, it's like the Yankees back in the day. The
Yeah.
Yankees have a ton of World Series, and now it's different.
Yeah, no. I don't know what Pittsburgh's going to do. I'm very curious to see. It kind of sucks that they're not going to get a good draft pick and bring in that next name that Crosby can bring up, and I don't know.
Yeah.
What's our next series?
Moving on. Bear with us, everybody.
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah.
quite a few to go through
Yeah.
here.
Knights Mammoth.
Knights Mammoth. Dun, dun, dun. Cooley
Yeah.
couldn't get it done.
When we were talking about it last time, the Knights the Mammoth were actually up 2-1. And then
No, we were kind of hopeful. We were thinking the Mammoth might pull this off.
and then Vegas.
We were thinking the Ducks might not. Almost. We thought, well, the Ducks might not get it done, but the Mammoth might. And it ended up being the reverse.
And then Vegas wins the next 3 games in pretty good fashion too. I know the score says 5-4, 5-4, 5-1. I'm pretty sure game 5 was not as close as the score says. I could be wrong about that, but Vegas's experience just kind of.
Dude, you've got Barbashev. You've
played
got
great.
Eichel.
Yeah.
You've got Marner. You've got Stone. That's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah.
They're a more veteran team, but they're still more towards their prime.
Yeah.
So they're a really tough one to get past.
In game 6, I will say Yamamoto. I like his name.
Yamamoto.
That's a good one to say too. For the Mammoth, he made it 2-1 because the Vegas was up 2-0, but with like 12 minutes left in the game, so they were kind of onto something in the third period. But then Sissons scored to make it 3-1. 2 minutes later, which kind of took the breath out of the Mammoth arena. And just kind of took it out of the team.
Just kind of deflated the whole arena.
And then Marner scored 2 minutes later on the power play to make it 4-1.
Yeah.
So
look at Marner thriving.
He played pretty well.
Look at Quinn Hughes thriving. Sometimes you need a new scenery, I guess.
Yeah.
Seems to be working out pretty good.
I think with all things considered, the Mammoth should be really proud of where they got to. They got in the playoffs, first playoffs in Utah. Awesome to see.
Another series though, Vejmelka with 885 save percentage, and then you got Hart with a 898.
Yeah. Goaltending wasn't the best in this series either.
Yeah.
Something that the Mammoth really have to be proud of is they had 6 players with 5 points. They had a lot of depth scoring. That's really good. And then Gunther and Kraus. I don't know.
Do you, was Schmaltz, was he noteworthy in that series?
I think he had 5 points.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think Schmaltz played really well. Cooley played really well. Gunther and Kraus obviously played really good. They both had 3 goals.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Vejmelka, he had bad numbers.
Yeah.
But I think he played pretty well. I think he played better than Carter Hart.
So if I'm looking at this and I'm a Mammoth fan, I'm thinking, okay, we didn't make it past Vegas, but there's a lot to look forward to here. There's, I would be really excited about my team.
Absolutely.
I'd be happy on the path that they're on. I wouldn't be, super upset about this thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised they didn't bring out a Mammoth or some kind of something to pick up that game 6 just to turn it in their favor. They needed something. Some kind of
some sort of Mammoth like thing.
Yeah, sell like Mammoth tusks with beer to all the that would have been
or you could drink it out of a Mammoth tusk.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Or drink it out. Okay.
Yeah, like you could
those Viking kind of
that would have been pretty cool.
Weird Stein sort of thing.
Yeah.
I could have got them going.
Mm-hmm. On the Vegas side, Eichel, like you said, played great. He was tied for second in all the first round. Oh, I guess he is tied for second. I guess there's still 1 game to go. In the first round with 9 points. Brett Howden led the team in goals with 4. It's not really a name that I would expect to be leading the way in goals.
Right. Because Eichel had 1 goal, 8 assists.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
He's more heavy-handed on the assist.
Mm-hmm. He's a natural leader.
But what's interesting is that when I was listening to some of the American players after the Olympic win, it seemed like when I was listening to the Kachucks or the Hughes bros or all these different guys, they were talking about Eichel.
Yeah.
They were all like the professionalism, the leadership, the quality of guy Eichel is.
What if Eichel is captain of Team USA next Olympics? Matthews gone. Well, would they just strip the C? Like, they wouldn't take him out of the team. They wouldn't take him off the team.
He gets injured, and you're like, strip his ass 4 years from now. I like it. Good.
Yeah, good.
We're fitting right in with all the other fans.
I'm a Toronto fan all of a sudden.
Are you?
No. Toronto is better when they're in the playoffs, though. I mean, the hockey is better when Toronto is competitive, I think. Personally. Anyway, that's a whole nother
deal.
That's an off-season topic. But what's really interesting kind of plays into Toronto. Marner was a +5 in round 1. So that's awesome. I love to see a player go from a team that isn't quite utilizing them correctly, going into another environment and thriving. I love seeing that.
No, yeah, you want to see people play at their greatest potential for whatever team it might be.
Everybody except Jamie Benn.
Except for, well.
All right.
I used to like Ben more, but I can't defend that play.
No,
That's terrible.
And you can go back and look over his entire career. It nonstop. This is the way he plays. Man, we're gonna get Jamie Benn in every single.
Fucking Ben.
We're gonna get him into every single matchup. Watch all of these matchups just blow up.
So going from Ben, let's go to Boston versus Buffalo.
Yeah. This one bummed me out.
I'm not going to say I told you so, but the final is 4-2 for the Sabres. Yeah. And so let's look at it. Game 1 goes to the Bruins. Game 1 goes to Buffalo. Game 2. Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's kind of listed on there weird.
It's listed weird.
Yeah, you have to look at like the way that the breakdown is. So here.
3-2.
So
game 1 was Bruins, right?
Yes, and then
game 2
was Boston.
Was the Bruins as well?
Wait, no. Game 1 was Buffalo.
Okay.
Game 2 was Boston. Game 3 was Buffalo. Game 4 was Buffalo.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
And then game 5 was Boston.
Boston.
Because game 3 and 4 were the games that...
Because game 5 is the game that Pasta came back.
And played really well.
2-1.
Right. And
OT winner, right?
I think so, yes. But game 4 was the game where they got basically... Like Swayman got pulled. He was yelling at the players when he was leaving the ice.
Oh my gosh, what did you think of that?
I was fine with it.
So do you think he was yelling at the players, or was he yelling at the coach?
I think he was just pissed. So I think he was directing it just to whoever wanted to listen. And I think the players probably took it that way. I don't think that they took it as an insult from Swayman necessarily, as like, you guys need to pick up your game. I think he was just frustrated that the team was playing so poorly as a whole. Like, he let in a lot of goals. That's fine. But they weren't all on him.
Yeah.
And I think Swayman's the type of goalie that would take complete credit of that. Like, he won't. I don't think he would throw everybody under the bus and just saying that all those goals were on everybody else.
Right.
And I don't think that's what he was saying at all. I think he was just pissed off.
Yeah. And after game, what was it? It was game 4. Head coach for Boston, Sturm. He came out and he said that was embarrassing. I mean, it was 6-1, but they got completely dominated in that game 4.
Yeah.
And then so they had a good rebuttal to that. In game 5, they came and they close game 2-1.
Yeah.
Pasternak came and won it and extended the series, but ultimately Sabres came back out game 6 and pretty well dominated again.
And I hated to see that. Like yes, the Sabres were the better team in this series. Yes, they should have won this series. I just really I was really hoping this series would be more competitive because, like Toronto, like we said in the last, I just feel like when Boston is good, the NHL is better for it because it's such a big market to bring in, and it is so good for, like, I don't know an actual statistic on this, but I bet most hockey players born in the U.S. come out of Boston.
Out of the U.S.?
Their program is just so good.
I don't know.
You walk around.
You've got actually a lot of St. Louis
you're not wrong. And
natives.
But my point is, you walk around the city, it screams hockey.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
like,
it's a huge town.
Like, you go around, you don't see there are basketball courts around the city. Yes, there are anything else, but there are just so many street hockey.
Let's be fair,
courts around the city.
Well, it's cold climate, and it's just a sports city.
Yeah,
to be fair, like St. Louis.
I don't know. It's just,
and you've got like Minnesota.
Yeah, and Minnesota is considered, what is it, the hockey
capital of the world, or of the world. Yeah,
it's like, what do they call it? The state of hockey. They call Minnesota the state of hockey. You're not wrong. I get this. Whenever you're in Boston, you just can't help but feel. I don't know. When I go to Boston, I'm just so happy walking around the beautiful city.
So speaking of going to Boston,
sorry,
in 3 games in Boston, they got outscored 13-3 in TD Garden. What do you make of that?
Boston.
Okay, so going to Boston, they're fans that can be tough to play for. And
it's like Toronto.
Like Philly fans. Philly fans are notorious. Predators kind of.
When they started playing really well, Predators fans started getting really amped
Buffalo
up for it.
Booing them at the beginning of the series when they couldn't put it together on the power play.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, outscored 13-3 in TD Garden, and it's similar thing to the whole Pens. Pasternak,
they just didn't have enough. They just don't have enough. They're not fast enough to keep up with these young teams. Philadelphia, the Flyers just out-skated Pittsburgh. Buffalo just out-skated Boston. They're just too fast, too good. They just didn't have enough to be able to keep up with it. And yes, they, like you said, they were outscored 13-3 at TD Garden, but why wouldn't they have been? Buffalo's just too good.
And in that blowout game, you had
that's tough.
Krebs, Doan, Benson, Byram, Tuck, you had 4-0 in the first period by all different players. Just total domination. So I'm really excited to see Buffalo go ahead to the second round. I know we have different opinions on this. You're thinking that Buffalo isn't as robust as it seems, that they played a Bruins team that was kind of like a Pens team that got in, but maybe shouldn't have, or they weren't going to be competitive long term in the playoffs. But I'm thinking Buffalo's going to make a run. I don't know how far. We can get into the matchups for the second round here in a minute, but what's your take on how this shook out?
I mean, I think everybody kind of expected. I don't know. The only sliver of doubt that you have is a team that is so hot through the regular season just kind of fizzling out when it comes to the playoffs. And that's happened time and time again. So you can't say that Buffalo would have been immune to it just based off of the way that they played. I mean, look at Boston, 2-3 years ago when they broke the record for the most wins in NHL history, most points in NHL history. And then I think they lost 5-1 in the first round. And granted, they were a really good team, but
and that's why we were also talking about how we're watching them gather playoff experience in real time. I know the fans were booing and everything else at the beginning, but they're not Boston.
No.
The beauty of going to the playoffs after all these years is the same thing that's going to be challenging is because you don't have the experience yet.
Yeah. And how much of that would catch up with you? You haven't been in for so long, all that pressure on you, to actually give their fans a show, that's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot.
Especially for young players.
There's high expectations. They were number one in the East.
Yeah.
And so I keep wanting to jump ahead to the second round. Let's just conclude this one. It was a fun series. I thought it was really cool to see Buffalo come from behind several times and go ahead and win against Boston.
Yeah, that's true.
But
game one was insane.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I wish the series panned out a little closer. I'm not saying I wanted Buffalo to lose or anything. I don't know. I wish it was a little bit more competitive at times.
Yeah, I agree.
But, whenever you got a Buffalo team that's just that dynamic on offense. And, I don't know. So I guess the last series that we have to talk about, we've made it to the last one.
Last series.
Do we want to take a little break before we get to it, or do we want to get right into it?
So Avs and LA.
Let's
finish with the Avs and LA, and then we'll take a quick break to look forward to the second round here. The only other sweep of the series, you had the Canes sweep, and then you had the Avs sweep.
Right. And
I would say that the LA versus Colorado was a closer series.
So when we
not very close, obviously.
No, so we talked about it last week too. They were already up 3 games at that point, so we only had really 1 game, and then Colorado sat for a week waiting on Dallas and Minnesota. But like you said, it was close in the first 3-ish games. Because the third game it was 4-2, but they got an empty netter, and it was. I feel like that was their best game at the time, but then game 4 rolled around, and obviously LA is going to throw everything they can at you to try to just get something, especially on home ice, and it just
game 4 looked kind of sad.
It was pretty
to be
rough.
honest.
It was sad.
I felt bad for Kopitar. They kept interviewing him before the game, and he kind of knows in the back of his mind this series is probably over. There's the likelihood of coming back against an Avalanche team in this. And
the big names woke up for the Avs.
Yeah,
Makar had 2 straight games with a goal, and McKinnon had 2.
What was final score game for?
5-1.
5-1. Yeah.
And
most dominant.
McKinnon had 2 goals and an assist in that game.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, just because I feel like it'd be wrong not to do this. And we can talk more about Kopitar and his career over the off season. Maybe have a little episode about Kopitar, just because
Kopitar's amazing.
What he meant to that organization is
God.
Unreal. 1,521 games played, 452 goals, 864 assists. He's a plus 127. I think the most amazing stat for Kopitar, he won three Lady Bings, 2 Selkies, a Marc Messier, and 2 cups.
Truly a unique player, like a Bergeron, like an O'Reilly, but obviously a little bit more accolades.
Yeah.
No. And on the LA team that's not made a ton of pushes in the last few years or so, not that he's gotten forgotten about, but like you forget how good he truly is.
I mean, we had the conversation in the series preview about how those Kings, the 11-12 Kings, had the worst record ever to win a cup. They were an 8th seed.
Yeah. It
was the only time in NHL history it's happened. And Kopitar was the leader of that team.
And as amazing, romantic as it would have been for Kopitar's last year to rekindle some of that excitement and fire, it just came against the wrong team. And
I mean, it's been the wrong team for the last 5 years for them. They matched up with Edmonton in round 1 for what? Was it 4 straight seasons?
I don't know.
I think it was like 4 straight seasons, and Edmonton went to the Cup final 2 years in a row then.
Yeah.
This playoff format is a joke. Granted, they would have played the Avs anyway this time
They
around.
would have. They would have.
I don't know. Maybe they would have done more if in the last few seasons, the last couple seasons, because I feel like they had a better team.
Right.
And that kind of leads to this point off of Kopitar. We will talk about him more because he deserves a little bit more. You got to think the Kings would have done better in the series against the Avs if Kevin Fiala wasn't hurt in the Olympics.
And I'd honestly forgotten about that for the first few games. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's a big piece.
I think they would have won the Pacific. They have Panarin and Fiala on their team, 2 prolific goal scorers.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Fiala is
not saying they would have won this series, but they might have pushed it like 6.
Probably wouldn't have even played Colorado in the first round.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They would have
been a little higher.
They would have played the Knights, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because if they won the Pacific, they would have played the Ducks. Kind of theoretically, I don't know. It could have gone any which way,
right?
But I don't know. Panarin had 2 goals in this series, so he was the leading goal scorer. Forsberg, their goalie, played great, played good, played really well.
Yeah, yeah.
He had a .909 save percentage, 2.7 goals against, 2.7 goals against the Avs.
That's not bad at all.
That's really good.
Yeah,
and they put up scoring chances. It's the Avalanche. They have to.
It's interesting. We'll see how the Avs do in the next series, but we might look back at this series and be like, the Kings played them pretty good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
Time will tell.
It's kind of like the Blues.
It might age well.
Whenever the Avs played the Blues and
they swept. We were just talking about this.
We swept both other teams in the playoffs, but the Blues took them to 6.
Yeah. Yeah. So we might look back on this and be like, you know what? That was actually a better effort than it showed on paper.
Yeah. But the Avs are kind of similar to Montreal in their scoring. Their scoring goes all the way down the list. They have 3 players with 4 points. Landy, Mack, and Lecky. Lehkonen, McKinnon, and Landeskog. And then they have 4 players with 2 goals. All the same, Landy, Mack, and Lecky. And then Nick Waugh. And they brought Nick Waugh in from the Leafs, another player that the Leafs sent off.
Can't believe they got Kadri too.
And they have Kadri.
As much as I hate the dude, it was a good addition.
Yeah, third line center.
Solid addition.
Kadri is their third line center.
It's pretty insane. Anyway, why don't we wrap this series up?
Yeah.
Take a quick break, and then let's come back and get to round 2. And we're back. So it's been fun. It's been a fun first round. We were talking about off air how chaotic it's been. It's not had as much parity as we would have thought. You know,
Right.
you talked about the Bolts and the Habs earlier, and that's the only game going to, or the only series going to Game
Right.
7.
Yeah.
So
a lot of parity present, just not a lot of results. You know, not a lot of teams moving on that haven't been there, and I don't know.
Not a ton of upsets either.
Yeah.
Like, I think our brackets are pretty well intact overall.
Yeah. I think I had Dallas beating Minnesota, but I mean, you can't really say you're wrong when you pick one of those two teams, or you're right when you pick one of those two teams, just because, I mean, yes, it ended in 6, but that was expected to be a bloodbath anyway.
Yeah.
Like either team, I feel like, could have come out of that one. It's just Minnesota had the right cards dealt.
Yeah. And so with that being said, as we're airing, only one series has started. Canes and Philly. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But so let's get into the previews of all of round 2. Shall we start with the Avalanche and the Wild?
Right.
I know this one's obviously close to your heart, as it was a dominant first round for the Avs.
Kind of, yeah.
We just touched on that before we went to break there. And they're looking at a much different play style. They're looking at a much different team. I would say overall more skilled team.
Mm-hmm.
There's more, like we were talking about how there's a Quinn Hughes looking down Makar. Mm-hmm. There's a Kaprizov to a McKinnon.
Yep.
And so what is your instinct on this one? I've been trying to figure out what category do the Wild outperform the Avs, but with them having such different first rounds, it's hard to pull and predict what that might look like in round 2 for the Wild. Mm-hmm. So what's your instincts? Trying to put some of the bias aside, it's hard.
Yeah.
But what do you think this is going to look like? Puck drop tonight, Wild Avs.
Yeah. So
in altitude.
In altitude.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
But
so I would say that, in all honesty, the Avs had a good test in the first round. A very defensively structured, very low, like keep you low scoring, keep you where we want you style of team, where the Avalanche won all 4 games. And now you're going into a much heavier firepower, I don't want to say better goaltending, because Forsberg played really well for the Kings, but Wallstedt has been playing unreal. And then you have, like you said, a Quinn Hughes, a great defensive structure, a great offensive structure, a good head coach, a very well-rounded team. There's a Kaprizov for your McKinnon. There's a Boldy for your Natchez. There's a Hughes for your Makar. And then there's a Wallstedt for your Wedgwood.
WW. Walter White.
Yeah, the Walter White. The journey.
Breaking Bad. Yeah. Callback.
Great. Man, I wish we were living in that prime again.
WW.
So you have your journeyman never starting a playoff series, veteran goaltender versus the rookie.
The rookie.
It doesn't get much better than that. These storylines are very well-rounded.
In all transparency, I thought that Wallstedt has a better save percentage.
Yeah.
Just because of he has looked that good.
Yes.
And
against a very prolific scoring team. Yes, they didn't score 5-on-5, but that power play
he still has a
outstanding.
923 save percentage against the Dallas team that is that prolific. So it is kind of gaudy numbers by Wedgwood, 950. It almost reminds me of Tuukka Rask.
Yeah. Back
when Boston went up against the Blues. And guess what? When Tuukka Rask, the veteran with a 950 save percentage, went against Bennington, the rookie, the rookie went ahead and won it in Game 7.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if we're going to see something similar to that, some magic in that regard.
I mean, Wedgwood hasn't been here before either, though. Like, it's a little different, I think, just based off the fact that Wedgwood wasn't even supposed to be here either. He was not even supposed to be their starting goalie. That was Blackwood's role.
This will be a really fun test for him.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. The moment's never been higher, but you've seen Wedgwood breaking down the way he plays. He's so smart.
I honestly, yeah, and he is. I honestly don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that the Avs have always played to their identity. And it seemed like, not that they didn't with LA, but it seemed like they let LA, they played LA style game more. A low scoring, high defense, 2-1 kind of game. And obviously they showed it more so in Game 4.
Yeah.
And the guys came and the big guys came and showed up. But I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I tend to lean more towards the side that was just the way that LA could play. That's the only style that they could play. And they are a very veteran savvy team.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Do you think that Bednar has sat Kadri down and gave him a sheet of paper circled Waldstedt's name and said, look, if this gets out of hand,
this
like
is our only shot.
2022, and you know how much we wanted to win that cup in 2022, and you know how we ran into a hot Bennington, they might just go ahead and do that. So don't count that out. We know Kadri. We know his history. The 8-game suspension also against Falk. We don't know what he's up to. He could try to pull a Ben on Quinn Hughes, a double cross check to the neck. So this could play out a number of different ways. One thing I did want to point out is that the power play for the Wild.
Don't even give me a chance.
Go ahead. No.
I do all the editing for these
episodes. He's going to edit all this
You're
out.
just going to see like a white silhouette of Joel over here.
I'm just going to get sucked into a black hole.
And there's just going to be like... and I'm just going to be over here nodding along to it. Anyway, this is why these run a little long, Joel.
I just wanted to finish up with this.
That's fine.
Minnesota Wild. Their power play has been slightly better than the Avalanche.
Slightly.
It's been a bit better. Well, I only say that because the Wild hasn't been fantastic.
Yeah.
This playoffs.
Yeah, they're like running like 13% or something.
Yeah. Wild are 16.
16.
And Avalanche are. Does this sound correct? 1 for 11. Okay.
Yeah.
But penalty kill.
Why just say it like that?
Penalty kill. Minnesota 60%.
Yeah, and the Avalanche
81.3.
Yeah.
So,
but the Avalanche had the best power play or best penalty kill throughout the season.
You would expect that to carry.
Yeah, and then the Avalanche had one of the worst power plays.
So it's staying on track.
Mm-hmm. Minnesota had, I think, the third best power play for the regular season. So that them versus the best penalty kill, I think that goes pretty well. One of the worst power plays versus one of the worst penalty kills. So they just kind of wash out. It might be a wash. I think this series, they're going to I don't think there's going to be a ton of penalties. I think they're going to try to hammer most of it out 5-on-5. And in my opinion, whichever big three comes out on top is going to win the series.
Well, that's a safe bet.
I think if Kaprizov, Boldy, and Hughes can come out and dictate this series.
Boldy's going to come out like a fucking banshee.
If Natchez can
and Hughes
get a
has
couple
just been
goals.
dancing these last couple games. 2 goals and an assist
Yeah.
to close out a series.
Yeah.
This is really interesting because
McKinnon was 2 goals and an assist to close out their series.
You've got gamers on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so much fun.
I think it's gonna be a really good series. I pick the Avs to win in 6. Nobody should be surprised if this goes 7.
I'm gonna say, just to be on the opposite side, I'm gonna say Wild in 7, but I think it's a toss up. If it gets to 7, it's a toss up, obviously. So I'm gonna say Wild, just to be on the other side of it.
I would like to make a point. I think it's quite fascinating that you talked more during my moment than
this was my moment.
This was my moment.
My team.
It's okay. Any chance you can get thrown in Kadri slander.
That felt good.
Where do we want to go next?
Okay. Let's go to Carolina.
No, we're going right in.
Let's take a trip.
Yeah.
Take a little trip. Now, we're looking at the Canes versus Philly.
Yeah, and a game has already happened.
One game's already happened, so we have a little evidence already on how this thing's going to go. Not a ton, but some. Game 1, Canes shut out Philly, 3-0, and could have been even worse. The Canes, pretty well dominated the first 2 periods.
Yeah. But
holding them to very little shots, 9 shots, something like that for 2 periods.
Yeah.
And they got 10 shots in the third period.
But that's what you'd expect out of a team that's trailing 3-0.
You would, yeah. And I am curious how many of those were. Philly did seem, when they got a chance, it was a 2-on-1. It was a breakaway.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
They had moments the game.
They had some moments
they just couldn't capitalize on. And whenever you're playing a team like the Canes, it's so much easier to say, while I'm sitting at home, watching on my TV, to say you have to capitalize on those moments. But I saw it time and time again, where if it wasn't the Hurricanes just dominating the play, like the Hathaway breakaway, that was the moment in the game where if Hathaway was able to get that goal on that breakaway,
could have been much different.
It could have been much different. But then you had Miller, who just didn't give up on the play. He was so much faster than Hathaway on that breakaway.
It's not just Miller. This is what gives me a lot of. I don't want to completely discount Philly. Yeah. Because they've made it this far. They're definitely not out of it. It's only 1 game in.
Yeah.
But the way in which the Canes are playing, how tenacious they are, how they're back checking that hard, they're going to be hard to beat.
They are.
They're going to be hard to beat.
They are, but they do this every year.
Nope.
They win round 1.
Oh.
They win round 2, and then they just don't get through the West or the Eastern Conference final. They fall apart in that final round.
This might be their breakaway year.
Could be.
This might be their breakaway year.
But I don't know. They have had such a baby walk of a. I don't even think that's a real thing. A baby walk. Baby walk.
Holy crap!
They're
not walking babies.
That's not even a thing. They've had such a cakewalk.
There we go.
Walk of a round 1 and 2. The Senators played them pretty hard.
Round 2 just started. Sure. So, okay. With that being said, do you think it's a possibility that they sweep round 1 and round 2? I looked at this. It hasn't been done since 1992 when the Pens did it.
Full transparency, I was going to come in here and try to fight for the Flyers, but I just can't.
You're giving up already.
I'm giving up already.
Son of a gun.
The Flyers, we have to see how they come out in game 2 because Tippett was hurt. He's one of their best players. They have they have some good scoring potential. They have Tippett. They have Zegras. They have a good goaltender in Vladar. They didn't, and in all honesty, Vladar played pretty well in game 1.
Yeah. But it's not uncommon to have a team like the Canes are going through, where you have a few seasons, you keep making it further into the playoffs,
and then you finally
break through.
No, it's true.
That is not very uncommon.
They have a huge task ahead of them with whoever they're playing, though.
Well, they still have Philly. They still got Philly. I'm not going to disrespect Philly. This is flipping. You're supposed to be defending, and now I am.
Yeah.
We don't know how it's going to go. Like, their goaltender's playing great. They did play a Pens team very, they dominated the first few games of the Pens series. They came out, and they haven't had that magic yet. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see.
That's true. If they can capture a game, if they take game 2, maybe
away.
Yeah. If they take it in Carolina, if they can manage out enough adjustments, hell, even just make it competitive, make it a really close, maybe overtime. If they can get to overtime, they might come back to Philadelphia with a lot of, I don't know, maybe Tippett doesn't play in game 2. And then he's available for game 3, and they can muster up just enough to push Carolina to the end of the game. Maybe they come back to game 3 and they have a little something.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I've got the Canes taking the series, but
how many games? I'm
gonna say they edge out a couple.
Oh, 6?
I'm gonna say it goes to 6.
Wow, you're giving them 2. I'm giving them 1.
5 games.
5 games, and that's just because I hate to I hate to say that you're going to sweep a team. That just gives them no respect.
But I wouldn't be surprised either. To be fair,
unfortunately. All right.
Who we got next?
Let's
dun dun dun.
Let's go into the Knights and Ducks, and then we'll end with talking a little bit about the Sabres and whoever we think they might match up against. So the Knights and the Ducks.
If you want to talk about a goaltending showdown, this is not the series.
It's a goaltending showdown in all the wrong ways.
That's true.
Vegas has a little bit more defense. I would give the offensive edge to the Ducks. This is rough. So the Knights actually, like we talked about before, they were down in the Mammoth game or Mammoth series, but then they won the final 3 games after going down 2-1. This is just with the Ducks, another young team trying to assert themselves into the playoff conversation, and they got into round 2.
Yeah,
they got through round 1. They're on round 2. They beat what would you call the Oilers in the pillow fight Pacific? Yeah. So they've gotten through one pillow fight matchup. Now they're on to the next.
And I don't know what the odds for this series are, but I feel like it's going to be pretty close, really. Like we said, the goaltending, they're both sub 900 for their previous series. And both of these teams really can score. You've got Eichel. We talked about Eichel earlier, but he's putting up huge numbers. He's got a goal and 8 assists. And then Lacombe,
I
think that's how you say, putting up fantastic numbers.
Yeah,
just playing
really
out of his mind.
Really good. Here's the thing about the Ducks that really intrigues me. They do have like Leo Carlson, your really young top line center, but their second line center is Granlund from he played in Dallas whenever Dallas went to the 2 straight Western Conference Finals.
Didn't he also play for the Wild at one point?
Yeah. He has. So they are young, but they have a little bit of playoff experience on the team. and with Chris Kreider, their goalie,
With their goalie.
who's doing stuff. Oh man, I'm sorry.
That is just horrible.
I don't know.
Shitting on these poor goaltenders.
Yeah, on the other side, Carter Hart, like he's been playing pretty rough. It hasn't been great. And they're similar to they do have a little bit better of a defensive structure, Vegas. They have a great defensive forward with what's his name? You know his name. Everybody knows his name. Marner. Mitch Marner.
Yeah.
And then you have all the playoff I don't know who's going to win this one.
I have no idea.
I keep going back and forth. I'm like the young guns coming in with a little bit of playoff.
It seems like a common storyline throughout these playoffs, but it really comes down to, are they going to be able to stand up to Eichel? Are they going to be able to stand up to Marner and Stone and these guys?
Yeah,
that's a tall task. And Barbashev is.
He's playing.
I love him.
He's playing great. I know.
He's skilled.
I know you love him.
And he's a torpedo.
I hate seeing him score.
Dude, I think they might get roughed up a bit by this Vegas team.
Yeah, they need.
This is going to be very galvanizing in one way or the other.
Who do you think Barbashev will come after, Lacombe or Trouba? Whose sternum do you think he's going to try to break against
Lacombe
on the boards?
Lacombe.
Yeah,
for sure.
Run him into the boards and
they're going to chip it right past Lacombe, and Barbashev is just going to be
late hit,
pounding him,
boarding,
pounding. Barbashev doesn't do that much. Not much.
I don't care.
He's just a heavy player.
It takes one
heavy
for me.
Player.
One boarding.
That
breaks poor little old Gerard's sternum.
Mm-mm-mm.
He's bleeding out on the ice, and they were play on.
Keep it going.
We went to that game with you.
Yeah.
And Alicia, my wife, looked at me, and she said, he's still down.
Yeah.
It was right in front of us.
Now, was that Blay or was that Barbashev?
No, I thought it was Barbashev.
Because we had both, and
they
were both
torpedoes.
Me.
I know.
Fantastic.
Yeah. The Blues need a little bit more of that.
Who are we taking? Who you got? Give me a prediction. I know it's a tight one. This might be a good series. One of the tightest series that I just am so torn by.
Yeah. I got to take the Knights. I got to take them. It's either going to be in 6 or 7. I say if it gets to 6 and it's Anaheim ahead in 6, I would pick Anaheim to win. But if
I'm saying Anaheim in 5, they're going to pepper the shit out of that goaltender.
You watch. You watch. They come out firing.
We might see how good the Ducks are. Ducks in 5. We'll see.
I want the Ducks to win.
Me too.
I want them to win. That would be such... And then the Avs can get to the final and just stomp them. All right. Moving on to our final, not even series that's been decided yet.
Yeah. This one's a little harder, obviously, to go over because we don't know who the opponent will be.
Yeah. That being said...
What can we say about Buffalo? What I guess what would be the matchup for Buffalo preferable? Like if I'm Buffalo, who am I wanting in this series to end? Like
Tampa Bay.
Am I wanting Tampa?
Yeah, I think so.
You think they match up a little bit better against Tampa?
I think they do because like we were talking about early, the scoring capability of Tampa Bay versus Montreal. Like Montreal has scoring all the way down the line, all the way down the list of players, and then Tampa Bay is pretty much in the top 6.
Are you thinking that Montreal is almost like a Buffalo, but you're thinking maybe does it a little better?
Yeah,
because I don't know if I would say that they would do it. They do it better, but they do score by committee as well. Both teams score by committee.
They do. They do.
Obviously, you have Tage Thompson, those guys that been putting up good numbers, but like we talked about earlier, and against Boston, they scored.
That's interesting.
By 4 different players in the first period on that game. I think game 4. So,
yeah, I mean, you might be right in that maybe Montreal, maybe Tampa Bay is just not as good as they appear to be. Maybe Montreal is just having an easier time keeping up with them because they're not getting the depth scoring. And if you insert Montreal into a team, like a series with a team that has a little bit more prolific offense, maybe they just can't keep up with it as much. But I feel like I also feel like Montreal's defensive game isn't quite as good as their offensive game. So maybe if they match up with Buffalo, maybe it's a little bit more run and gun style hockey, which I think would be fantastic for round 2.
Round 2 is going to be great. Now you're thinking that Tampa and Montreal, you're pretty much picking either one of those teams to get past Buffalo.
I think so. I don't know. I don't want to step on Buffalo too much, but
you said Boston was going to come back and make it 7 games, might win it first round, and Buffalo's showing that they're not going to go away. You're not convinced yet.
I'm not convinced yet. And I'm probably going to look like a fool, but I'd pick Montreal in 6 against Buffalo.
And you'd pick Tampa winning too.
I'd pick Tampa in 7.
Tampa in 7.
But 7 would be in Buffalo, right? They were the number 1.
Yeah.
Oof.
This is one to let us know what you think, because obviously the jury's still out on who the opponent will even be, but let us know what you think on who's the opponent, who's going to be winning that matchup, because they're coming off of a grueling series, and you've got a Buffalo team that is rested.
They hardly had to even play.
That's not true. And so the best team in the East might be prepared for their next challenge. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So do you have any closing thoughts as a whole?
Closing thoughts on, we've got Minnesota and Avs tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Late game, 9 o'clock?
It's 8 o'clock Central.
Okay, 8 o'clock.
So I think it's listed as 9 o'clock Eastern. Which
okay.
is just dumb to me. I don't understand why hockey has to take the back seat. It's so frustrating.
I'm pumped. It's not been as fun with the Blues out of it. It's been sad the Blues didn't make it, but I've been able to watch more teams more closely.
Right, because whenever the Blues are playing, you want to watch the whole game.
Yeah.
You want to sit down at the beginning, you want to watch it through and through to the end.
Yeah.
But right now you can go between games.
Yeah.
If this game's going a little stale, you can bounce off to another
game. And I
game.
get to be a fan of another team. I'm an LA fan.
Yeah.
Now I'm a Wild fan.
Then
if they make it past then I'm the Ducks. It's good.
Would you root for Vegas over the Avs?
Wow. We'll leave it. We'll leave it on that.
How dare you?
They got Barbashev.
Fuck Barbashev.
You got Kadri. How am I going to root for Kadri over Barbashev? Come on. Anyway, let's wrap it up there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been a ton of fun. Next week won't be so chaotic. This is going to be a longer episode. But join us next week as well. Like and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you there.
Can't believe it.